We're not even live yet. Okay, we're live.
Hey, how you guys doing? This is Hey Chicago Sports. We did a show collectively about 3 days ago, and we said we weren't going to give another one until after the Bears game on Saturday, but we thought it was necessary after the last couple games with the Cubs, and got a couple things we want to share with you before the White Sox air. Now, one thing with the White Sox, Cleveland, as this is being aired, Cleveland won this afternoon. So if the White Sox lose, the White Sox only have a 1.5 game lead over Cleveland. But with the Cubs, a couple of things we want to share with you. They lost again today. Okay. Since the White Sox series, excuse me, they've lost 5 of their last 7 games. Okay. 2 of them were walk-off. Relievers came in, and their opponent hit home runs for walk-offs. And another point is where the Cubs are currently in the standings. Because I believe there's 16 or 17 games over 500. Everybody would think that's a great thing, right? But they only lead Philadelphia now by 2 games for the 4th and 5th wild card. And they only got a 4-game lead for the last wild card spot. Cubs. So even though the Cubs are 16 or 17 games over 500, they only have a 4-game lead over the last wild card spot. And once again, as I said before, I think they still got games with Milwaukee, the Braves, the Red Sox, the Marlins. Now they got a couple of weak sisters. They better win this weekend against the Reds. Okay, so they're in trouble. I you know what? We were sweating it out last year at this time, right? Okay, we're sweating. I think they're in worse shape than they are now than they were last year. Okay, and I know you want to jump in. Cubs at the trade deadline said, well, we got to make some moves. And they got pitching. We have said here at the mansion that pitching really isn't the problem. We did some statistical data here. The Cubs have 2 of the top 5 individuals who have struck out with the most in the National League in their lineup on a daily basis. Ian Happ and Pete Crow Armstrong.
And we just looked that up today.
We just looked that up before we went on the air with you. Happ has struck out the 3rd most in the National League, and Armstrong
the 5th most.
Is 5th. Okay, so they're in trouble. Okay, they got this weak sister game this weekend against the Reds at Wrigley Field. Everything today got shut out. They got shut out against
2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
Okay, so that's all I got to really say. Because I'm gonna get into, we don't want to make this too long, but I think my co-host here wants to filibuster a little bit, and and if you watch the game today. Pete Crow Armstrong, again, I did his stats. I'm not even going to talk about it. But the way he interacted and the shit that he's trying to pull off is Little League stuff. Go ahead.
There's only 29 games left.
29 games left.
You don't want to go. You cannot go to a slump right now. There's only 29 games left. Let me just paint this narrative. Swanson, we talked about it today. Because of his oblique or whatever injury that he has, you don't know when he's coming back. He may not ever come back. Where's Waldo? Where's Matt Shaw? Where's who's that chess player? Bobby Fischer.
Bobby Fischer.
You know, where's Bobby Fischer? Where's Matt Shaw? We don't know. Well, he's in some AAA minor league affiliate on a rehab.
Now Ben Brown.
Ben Brown. Saw that last night too. So they're all dropping like flies. And you make matters worse. You bench Ian Happ today. But you don't bench Pete Crow Armstrong. Armstrong's in a slump. You lose 2-0. He's been on base, one time against Arizona? And then after today, they go and what are you looking for? Do you really is pizza?
I thought the Miller Lite thing was on upside down.
Oh, well anyway,
it's the sauce.
We're not sponsored by any two of these people, but if you'd like to, go right ahead. But anyway, Armstrong, you play like shit, and then you go and then you blame the officiating for it. You play like crap. You and your team play like crap, and then you blame the officiating. You know what? Baseball is a linear game. You're not going east and west like every other sport. You run in a circular, triangle, diamond shape. You wait for your turn to make a play. If any one of you scored today and you won the game, you would not be complaining.
They're pissing and moaning about maybe the balk that took place. And maybe it was or maybe it wasn't. But you know what? There was a guy at bat who, if he would have got a base hit, Armstrong would have scored and the Cubs would have got a run. But that never happened. They're hoping and wishing crazy shit's going to happen so they can get runs. You know, they're hoping for a balk so they can score runs.
They're the number one team in men left on base this season. They're the number one team in runners left on base. That's not a playoff team to me.
And that's up and down the lineup. Okay. Now, they've lost 5 of the last 7 games. And I know they're juggling the lineup, but the one consistent that they had was Swanson at shortstop.
Yeah,
which is kind of maybe once again proving that maybe on a baseball team, the most important person on your baseball team that you cannot lose is your everyday shortstop. And he was only hitting 210, 212. He wasn't lighting it up. He wasn't Cal Ripken.
No.
Okay?
No.
He wasn't putting up those stats. But now you got... And then they played... Who did they play today? That guy they got from the Mets? Was it Arise or Arias? 2 strikeouts and I mean... The $8 million manager can't be juggling... And they're platooning Mr. Coffey.
Who's, granted, he's a strikeout machine. But you know what? I like him.
And if you don't know who we're talking about, we make reference to him. It's Ian Happ, because Ian Happ has a coffee business, and he has an actual brick and mortar store in Bourbonnais. But go ahead.
I want to go to that place.
I know we've never been there.
I want to go there. I love coffee. But anyway, Ian Happ, he has his critics, but he's a quiet guy. He keeps to himself. When he makes a play, he makes a play, and he doesn't draw attention to himself. There's an entire article on Yahoo.com, about Pete Crow Armstrong's attitude. Let me say this. Hey, Peter, you're the same age of me. How about you pretend to be a man? But you're not.
And and I was critical of Ian Happ here being the 3rd most strikeout guy, but if you watch him play left field, it's effortless. It really is.
It's easy for him.
And he makes just as many great catches as the guy that's standing next to him, but doesn't get the notoriety of the guy standing next to him.
No.
Okay.
No.
And, again, we'll save that. I'm going to give you new updated stuff on him after the Reds series and after the Bears thing. But, we were having dinner, and then, guy next to me says, we got to do a show. We got to be, because when I told him how close now that wild card window is, everybody goes, well, and here, I hear it all the time. Cubs they're safely in.
You know what? For the people who are saying that, you don't follow the Chicago Cubs the way we do.
Okay. It 4-game lead.
You can piss that away.
if the Cubs go 1-6 against the Brewers, because they got 7 games left, and the Phillies and San Diego and Arizona go 5-2, and you go 1-7 in those 7 games, all of a sudden, you individuals are holding playoff tickets. You might have to go on eBay and start looking to shop and get rid of the damn things.
And I said this as well today at dinner. Hey, Pete Crow Armstrong, who the hell do you think you are? Do you want to win an MVP or do you want to play in a World Series? Do you want to play for playoff baseball or do you want to win the MVP? Because Marquee Network is treating you like you're a college kid. You know how the college teams, they shop their guy around, try to win the Heisman Trophy? That's what they're trying to do. They're buying up all this advertisement in city of Chicago to get billboards for you to win the MVP. But in all reality, you are number 1 in nothing that matters. But it's okay because you dye your hair blue.
You know, the Marquee Network executives should be coming down.
I hate you.
And especially on the television. Again, I don't think it's as bad on the radio because I watch the games. I don't listen to the games. But when you listen to Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer, first of all, their radio is not on the Marquee Network. I believe it's on 670 to Score. So I don't know how much smoke they're blowing up Pete Crow Armstrong's ass about the MVP, but the Marquee Network, the pregame, and
every commercial, every advertisement,
and as we said before, and we've had a debate about what an MVP is. To me, the MVP is the individual that a team cannot go without and be as good as what they are. If Matt Olson is not with the Atlanta Braves, would Philadelphia be in front of the Braves? Probably. If the Miz in Milwaukee, but they say the pitchers get the Cy Young, that's their MVP. If Pete Crow Armstrong was not on the Cubs would still be in second place in that division. They would still be comfortably in second place in that division.
And you know what? They're not playing tomorrow.
Cubs got a day off.
You said every player is basically benched tomorrow. Because none of them are playing.
Because you wanted them. You wanted a lot of people benched, but
well, no. I wanted one person benched.
He's right now.
I want him benched.
There he is right now.
I want him gone.
We're watching the show. He's signing autographs. He's doing this. But they got tomorrow off. They go back to the friendly confines. It's going to be 85 degrees at Wrigley Field. The wind will be blowing out. They're playing a bad Reds team. Life is all good. He won't get booed at Wrigley Field.
Oh, he better.
People will be taking their shirts off.
No, he better.
With chest paint.
That doesn't help you win games.
And we'll see what happens. This weekend against the bad Reds will go a long way to decide whether or not, because it's not even September 1st yet.
No, it's not, but we're almost there.
Okay. A 4-game lead could evaporate in a week.
Yeah.
In a week.
Less than that, really.
And there's still 5.5 good weeks of baseball left.
Yeah.
And, and again, Happ and Armstrong are 3 and 5 in strikeouts, and the Cubs did nothing really to improve their hitting. And then they're flip-flopping guys.
But you know what? They didn't let Ian Happ play today.
They didn't let Happ play today because they think he's weak. He's a weaker right-handed hitter, and Arizona had a left-handed out there, and this whole platoon thing. Once again, and I've said this righty-lefty is bullshit. If you can hit, you can hit. If there was a lefty on the mound, is the San Diego Padres going to say, hey, Tony, as in Tony Gwynn, come here, sit down today, you're not going to face this left-handed hitter?
Are you going to take Pete Rose out of a game?
No.
Are you going to take Derek Jeter out of a game?
George Brett, there's a lefty on the mound. George, I think you need to sit today.
Are you going to take Ichiro Suzuki out of a game?
Are you going to bench Ted Williams?
Are you going to bench Babe Ruth, Pete Crow, because you think you're better than him?
The bottom line is, if you can hit, you can hit anybody. So this platoon now, and Happ, if you look at Ian Happ's average, he's the same on both sides, righty or lefty. Okay, but he has the ability to knock the ball out of the ballpark. Because if you look at it, I mean, he's. I couldn't believe this. He's 11th all time. The Chicago Cubs have been around for how long?
150 years. This is the 150th year of the team.
Ian Happ is the 11th all-time
home run
leader in the history of the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
And he's inching up to get a couple more guys.
And he's been hitting home runs lately, and they don't let him play. But you know what? Hey, Armstrong's been on base one time against Arizona. You know, they won a game 7-0. He went 0 for 5. And they don't bench him. They don't platoon him. Even when he sucks against left-handed pitching, they don't platoon him.
They don't bench him.
They don't.
I mean, he went 1 for 4 today, and there was a lefty on the mound. Why not give him a day off?
They punish everybody else, but they don't punish him.
No.
Let's punish everyone else, but let's not punish this performative jackass.
Okay, because and they're putting him at the leadoff spot. See, they are just doing stuff to promote him. If you're 0 for 5, you get benched or you go down in the lineup. Okay, or again, if you're struggling, and I got this, you guys know I got the statistics on him. Why in the hell don't they make the guy... Now, tomorrow's an off day. He should be doing this.
You know what?
And bunting.
When they got him, you said, when they traded for him 6 years ago, you said that's all that he should ever do. Because he has the speed, he has the talent to do that. But you know what? Want to know why they don't do that? Because the $8 million man, Craig Counsell said, just do you. Just be you.
Who was that guy, Campano, or what was that guy's name with the Cubs way back when? He would come in the game and he'd bunt and then get the first and steal second.
You know what? We have a head coach who said spring training doesn't matter. We have a head coach who lets his players just be you when all they do is seem to create problems for themselves and they don't get on base when we need them to. Great job.
So, we wanted to vent a little bit here.
29 games left, people. I want that to be said.
29 games left. I didn't check to see what the home and away is. But again, I did check. Okay, we can mark Arizona off the... Because I don't think they play Arizona anymore. But they play... And the teams that I mentioned are battling for playoff spots. The Red Sox, Boston, Milwaukee, the Marlins. Do they have San Diego one more time in there?
I don't know.
I think. And then Pittsburgh and the Reds.
But even yourself, even the Cubs. Even the Cubs are one of those teams. All those teams are playoff or bust.
Yes.
And I know someone can say, oh, well, they're... How many games above 500 are they?
I think they're 17 games over 500.
Okay, that doesn't matter if you don't win in the playoffs. That doesn't matter if you don't make the playoffs.
Because right now, if you said, hey, the Cubs are set, and then people would say, hey, that's pretty, they must be have a pretty goddamn good record.
You're in the same spot you were in last year.
You are.
But you're worse. But you're worse.
And starting pitching, the last 3 days has been pretty good.
Yep. Offense doesn't give them the help.
So we'll see what happens against the Reds. Again, we're going to probably do, well, we're going to probably, I think we're going to, well, we might, you know what, we might take this and we're going to be out of town, but maybe from our hotel room, we might, well, if we have it and we think about it, we can get access. If not,
yeah, but we're going to have to be a little bit quiet in that hotel.
If not, we'll get back to you on Sunday, which will be after.
You know what? I'm watching Marquee Network. I know this is a commercial, but before they were showing. See, every day they lose, they pump out the reunion show.
Yes.
Hey, look at the reunion show.
I never thought.
Look at the reunion show.
You know what? That's a good thing. That's a very good observation.
Oh, look at the reunion show.
And if you don't know what that is, that's where they bring back Rizzo and David Ross and bring a couple of guys from the 2016 team to, soften the blow.
And they've had, and you said a reunion, you do it just one time, not 50 times.
Yeah.
They've had so many of this all year long.
So don't.
Hell, maybe that was a ploy.
Yeah, so don't believe everything you're seeing. The Cubs are, win-loss successful, but they're only 4 games. They're only 4 games ahead of the possibility of them not being in the playoffs.
Yeah. That's not good.
That's not good.
No.
And if they were going into a wild card game against either San Diego or Philadelphia right now,
I don't have faith.
I really wonder.
I don't have faith. I don't think they could make it past the first round. If they do, that'd be a miracle in itself.
And I think we'll do some research on see who the Phillies and Arizona have to do, who they have to play, and where everything is. And again, Bears' last preseason game is Saturday.
Play Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee Titans with
Mitchell Trubisky.
The Mitch man. Okay. As I said before, I don't wish any ill will, but
you want to see Mitchell Trubisky play?
If what's his name, Ward? What's his first?
Cameron.
If Cameron Ward had an oblique or or a hammy and wasn't able to start week 1, and Mitch could sneak in there, and then steal the job, like the Wally Pipp story. Maybe he'll throw for 500 yards, and then
he has that capability.
And then Robert Saleh would sit there and go, you know what, we're gonna keep.
Wasn't Robert Saleh a Bears coach?
I don't know. He was with San Francisco. Then he was the Jets head coach, and he was brutal. Then he got whacked, and now he's the Tennessee Titans.
I gotta double check that. I thought he was a Chicago Bears coach.
So and then and then Mitch gets back in there, and
the bad AFC South. Yeah, he can win that division.
And and I hope and it's an exhibition game. It's and I and if you've been watching exhibition games, they mean nothing. You can't even know. But I really hope Mitch lights it up
against his former team, the Chicago Bears,
in an exhibition game, and then let's see what happens. Okay, so.
But hey, you know what?
We just want to throw this out at you between.
Hey, Armstrong, go get another piercing.
Okay, so.
Go get another ear piercing, buddy.
So, maybe the day off is going to help everybody. They're on a flight right now back from Arizona, and they'll come to the friendly confines on Friday. And again, the Sox, if the Sox lose, they only got a 1.5 game lead. So, do I dare say?
Both teams might not make it.
You said it. All right. I think we vented this quickly for 24 minutes.
Go dye your hair, buddy.
All right.
Hey, Peter, go dye your hair again.
All right. And again, we're going to get some other. We will, but these are, when we start ranting and raving about what goes on, we got to immediately broadcast it. Maybe you guys are getting tired of this Pete Armstrong negativity, but
if they don't make it,
then
this is the platform you want to be.
Yeah, if the Cubs don't make it and you're anti-Cub and you want criticism,
well, both.
This is the platform you want, because we are going to crucify the Chicago Cubs if they find a way to shit the bed in the next 29 games. Anything else?
No, I don't. You said that there was a fight at a White Sox game, or one of your friends told you that there was a fight at a White Sox game?
Yeah, everybody was going, hey, you see what happened at Wrigley Field? And everybody saw that one. But apparently, last week there was a fight in the upper deck at Sox Park, and some guy was jumping over, rows of people and throwing punches. Sox keep that hush-husher,
How about the woman who she had a gun in her fat rolls and she shot herself?
She shot herself at Sox Park.
At Sox Park. Sox Park.
But then again, all you people who think that I've been going to Sox games forever and parking the car and walking.
Park in the muffler shop.
Multiple blocks on 35th Street, and nothing has ever happened to me. Knock on wood.
But park at 35th Street Red Hots, the grandstand, or park at the muffler shop.
Emerald Street Mufflers.
Oh, what, are you paying cash, like what, $20?
Call in advance and say, I like to park here.
And then you walk.
Like
2 blocks, and you're there.
All right.
There's not a bad seat in the house at Sox Park, but anyway.
All right, so we vented enough. If you're a Cub fan, you gotta be concerned. And if you're sitting back going,
"Oh, it's all okay,"
we're okay, and these two meatheads are panicking,
then you don't know this team.
Then
you don't know this team.
Then you are not a Chicago Cub fan.
You're not a real one.
Loyalist, historian.
No.
You're none of that.
No.
Okay.
No.
If you're just looking on paper going, and if you're a Cardinal fan, your Cardinals are only really 3.5 games from the last playoff spot.
So that you can make it, and all you've been doing is hating Oliver Marmol.
Yeah, here's the deal with that. If you went on a 5-game winning streak, and the Cubs went on a 5-game losing streak, the Cubs and the Cardinals would be tied for the last wild card spot.
No.
And you're putting the negativity on because all you want to do is get, like you said, you want Oliver Marmol fired.
But they don't deny that.
No, they don't deny that.
Well, some of them do.
Okay.
But
if you're delirious to think that Yachty and Waney and Pulsey and all those other jagbags.
You're the Boston Celtics at that point. You're hiring all these people.
If you really think they're going to come in and be your coaching staff, you as a Cardinal fan, I'm going to use the word delusional because you are, all right? That's another, we're not going to go down that because I could talk about that forever. But anyway, the Sox are going to be on. Cubs are in trouble. We'll talk to you either Saturday night or Sunday after, and then this coming week. And Monday, the Bears make their final cuts.
Anyway, I think that's everything. But
and we hope the guy from the Buffalo Bills hangs on.
I hope so too. I hope so as well. But it's does anyone know who the Chicago Bulls head coach is? No one has said this to us yet.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Chicago Bulls head coach and the Chicago Bears offensive coordinator.
Anyway, bye-bye, everybody. Hey, Chicago sports.